Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics, They're Bad For You. Or if you're watching this on my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Today we're going to be talking about the Avengers Endgame re-release, unfinished footage for its end credits scene. Now, before this happened, when I heard about this, I thought this was an incredibly bad idea. I mean, if you're going to release footage for one of the most prominent movies in history, or prominent movie series in history, then you should at least give out footage that has been fully rendered and fully made. All in the bid for Disney to finally beat Avatar. Yes, I know, that 10-year-old movie that was mediocre, and it wasn't bad. It was, even though I thought it was well made, I didn't think it was that great a movie. All in their bid to try and dethrone what they perceive as the king, because Disney needs that money and that prestige so badly, even though their product is probably even more mediocre. Well, generally more mediocre than the Avatar movie. When I first heard about the re-release, I knew Disney was going to eventually try something like that because they need this so badly. And I have seen the end credits scene. It is done badly. Hulk in his, well, not fully fleshed out and animated form looks like a living, well, action figure. Literally, the skin looks as plastic as possible. And it just looks mediocre and bad. And I can see why they cut it out. It's just Hulk saving a bunch of people from a fire after he has achieved his Professor Hulk form. So it's double soy here, with not only Hulk turning from a soy guy into the Hulk, but Hulk being a soy all the way through. So yeah, he tells the chief that the fire is up on the 50th or something story of the building, and that there's still people up there, and he'll save them. I don't really understand at what point of this was supposed to be inserted into the movie. And I understand if they filmed this scene and actually had it in the movie, they'd probably have to rearrange a bunch of the scenes just to have it in there. So it was wise for them to remove it. It was just extra cheese on a rather good movie. I mean, the Endgame movie was good. All the acting in it was good. It had pathos from the characters, but it had a really stupid plot with time travel. And if you know anything about the Infinity Gems, you know it shouldn't have worked. And I rather hate it for that. Here I was expecting worse special effects than what we saw in Captain Marvel, but this actually looked better? Yeah, it looked somewhat better than Captain Marvel. At least it looked better than when Captain Marvel is glowing like a freaking nightlight. Honestly, most of her scenes when she's using her powers look bad. But at least this looks somewhat good. Now, other mentions of what happened in the end credits scenes was they had a tribute to Stan Lee, of course, because they can't get enough of trying to milk him for all he's worth, even when he's dead. Yes, it seems bad that I seem to be saying bad things about Disney for trying to honor the old man, but I can't really applaud them for this. They did this in the last movie, and they could have just left him out of it completely and just move on from it, because we've seen them do such bad things with Stan Lee. Other mentions, I thought what the special effects would look like would be like this edited scene here with Captain Marvel. This some guy had made on his computer to put on the internet. I thought it would look like it would stand out just like this. I gotta say though that the end scene with Hulk looks a little better than what this guy did when he was just trying to have fun with Captain Marvel by inserting her into this scene in this photo with the other Avengers. But it doesn't look that much different either. It still looks like plastic, just like she looks like here. Just like if you see here, it just looks like she looks stiff and fake. That's what the scene in the movie sort of looks like. It looks all plastically, and the guy and Hulk just doesn't look right. And of course, his personality is just so soy all the way through. He looks just like Thanos here in this other doctored photo. He looks like plastic. Now, other mentions about the end scene is, of course, they had a little trailer for Avengers Endgame where we see both Mysterio and Sandman. Just gotta get that money. Just gotta get that money for Disney. Disney needs that money so badly. We need the money. Disney needs the money. And that's why we're putting all these scenes at the end of the re-release for Avengers Endgame so you'll come and see it. And also why they didn't mention any of it before, what the scene would possibly be. Because they didn't want to discourage people from seeing their billion-dollar financial hamburger that they want us all to partake of. Even though we've already seen it before and they're just trying to get that extra buck so they can beat Avatar so badly. Here I was thinking it was going to look very bad, like this screenshot I took of Thor here to use in this video. But it looked a little better, but not that much better, because that's kind of the same quality I saw the end scene as. I gotta tell you, with the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, with the bit with Mysterio and Sandman, where they were was kind of never really explained. I'm pretty sure that they're supposed to be over in France, so why is Mysterio and Sandman down in Mexico? I don't understand either. But apparently them and also Nick Fury, with him investigating them, just had to be all the way down in Mexico. Because apparently we don't have enough of about that in any hearing about Mexico and anything else from that country. Except in some sort of disaster. Because it showed that, well, Sandman and Mysterio had pretty much destroyed that small town. I'm only saying this because I don't understand how this has to do with Far From Home, because I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be over in Spain. I'm only mentioning this because every time I hear something about anywhere in a foreign country now, I expect something SJW or something other with liberal trying to be shoved down my throat. So when I saw the place was in Mexico, I feared it was going to be something along the lines of that, so that's why I'm mentioning it. But I still don't see how this has to do with the next MCU movie. And of course we still don't know how this is all going to relate to Phase 4. And how all this next movie is only going to introduce the multiverse, as well as possibly other Marvel characters that will soon be introduced into the MCU. I don't really care. I think I consider the MCU now dead. The story is over. And that they should try to move on to bigger and better things and maybe find something else for Disney to milk for the next decade. But I will tell you this much. Don't see it. They'll probably re-release everything, including the deleted scenes onto the Blu-ray, and maybe they'll even finish them. So why should you see it in theaters? Just so you can pad out Disney's wallet. Now, what else can I say? Well, nothing no one else has already said about the re-release. It's just Disney has just tried to give you any incentive at all to see Avengers Endgame once again. And that's all I have to say about this, of what Disney has done. Now, if you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you have not subscribed, please subscribe to me and hit that bell so you get notifications for all my upcoming videos. And if you're watching this on BitChute, or if you want to go to BitChute, my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Subscribe there too. You'll continue to get good content there if YouTube goes completely down the drain. And remember, keep checking back in future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book, Scumdogs. It'll be a lot better than the end scene at the end of Avengers Endgame. I'll tell you that much. At least it'll be fully done. I'm just making fun about how Disney just released, or they're so desperate for money that they'll release unfinished product just so they can get people in the seats. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.